85 points in Game Week 23 has seen a rise up to 144k. It was a poor showing all round in defence, yet somehow playing Matty Cash ahead of Gabriel gained 2 points, after the Arsenal centre-back was booked and scored an unfortunate own goal in a match to forget. A sublime Phil Foden hat-trick sealed a comeback win at Brentford. The Englishman was the standout performer in a midfield full of goals. No player took as many as his 6 shots during the game week. Back in the starting lineup, but not quite up to his usual deadly standards, Erling Haaland was denied by Flecken after breaking free on goal. And it was Ollie Watkins who stole the show, playing a hand in 4 of Aston Villa's 5 goals at Sheffield United. We're back to a more standard schedule with another Saturday morning deadline for Game Week 24. Let's talk through the transfer plans. I've got 2 free transfers, but I'll be delaying any moves until later in the week, with Aston Villa facing Chelsea in the FA Cup tomorrow, a game with repercussions for blank Game Week 29. I'm also in need of an injury update on Salah, who I'm hoping I'll be able to keep for the double. Darwin Nunez remains a top priority for me, despite the frustration he's caused his owners of late. Leading totals of 25 shots and 4.1 expected goals in the past 5 game weeks highlight his explosive potential ahead of meetings with Burnley, Brentford and Luton. The Bees have shipped 15 goals in the aforementioned period, with no side faring worse, while the 2 promoted teams rank among the 3 most porous defences all season. I don't mind selling and rebuying Watkins in blank Game Week 26 because I think Darwin outscores him in the next 2 game weeks, and it will help to fund other moves for the double. I'm trying not to be persuaded by his monster haul at Sheffield United, because his next 2 matches will be tougher. I was all set to sell cash to Doughty, but news of an injury to Ezri Konsa has caused me to rethink my plans. The Aston Villa right back could help to navigate blank Game Week 26, with a home fixture against Nottingham Forest. So I'm now thinking of making just 1 transfer this game week, and then I can make 3 moves in Game Week 25 for a 4-point hit. Something along the lines of Taylor, Solanke and Richarlison to Walker, Toney and Barkley. I'd prefer to lose Pedro Porro than Richarlison, but downgrading the Brazilian unlocks the funds for me to sell Charlie Taylor, who I'm not counting on returning from injury anytime soon. So Watkins to Darwin Nunez is the move I'm planning to make this week, and here's how the team is set to line up. Eddie Howe won't have been happy to drop points and concede 4 goals at home to Luton last game week, so I'm hoping we see a reaction here. Nottingham Forest have produced the 2nd lowest expected goals total across the last 4 game weeks. Gabriel returns after an impressive win against Liverpool that keeps Arsenal firmly in the title race. The Gunners have conceded a league-low 3.1 expected goals in the last 4 game weeks. West Ham are without a win in their last 4 matches, where they've scored just 3 goals. Only Everton have managed fewer. Pedro Porro has failed to create a chance in the last 2 game weeks, but it's encouraging that he's taken 9 of Tottenham's 10 corners, despite the return of James Maddison. Brighton had gone 3 matches without scoring before their 4-1 win over Crystal Palace. It's set to be an unchanged midfield after all 4 players found the net in Game Week 23. Over the last 4 game weeks, Richarlison and Palmer have notched 38 points, with Phil Foden the only midfielder to earn more. Everton are without a clean sheet in 5 meetings with top 4 teams this season, conceding an average of 2 goals per game. 14 shots by Bukayo Saka in the last 4 game weeks can only be beaten by Richarlison and Foden. The Arsenal talisman is tied with the informed Brazilian for big chances in that time, each with 4. West Ham have conceded the 3rd most expected goals across the last 5 game weeks. With 4 goals in his last 4 matches, Cole Palmer has averaged 9.5 points per game. He's up against a struggling Crystal Palace side with just 2 wins since Game Week 12. They've shipped 14 goals in the last 5 game weeks, where only Brentford, Sheffield United and Newcastle have been more porous. Dominic Solanke failed to take a shot against Nottingham Forest last weekend, leaving the Cherries forward with 1 goal in the last 4 game weeks. But his prospects are boosted by a Fulham side with just 1 win in 7 game weeks. Only Newcastle have conceded more expected goals in that time. With a leading 9 goals in the last 8 game weeks, Richarlison is firmly in the conversation for captaincy. Only Darwin Nunez and Julian Alvarez can improve on his 4.2 expected goals total in that time. But Brighton have stepped up their defensive resilience with 2 clean sheets in 4 game weeks. So it's likely that Erling Haaland will retain the armband, as he continues to shake off the rust since his comeback. The Norwegian had amassed 6 goals and 3 assists in 7 home matches this season prior to injury.